during.
Speaking of open mics. Couple things on here to discuss. So I'll give President Griffin about another couple of minutes to arrive, and then I'll call the meeting to order. just a few more minutes, and the president will be here.
We'll call the meeting to order at 3:07. 3:04? Oh, 3:04. Yep. I was looking at that one. Okay. Committee and public comments. Nobody's watching.
One person.
Okay, item 3, California Special Districts Association Board of Directors call for nominations. Seat A. Don, are you handling that?
Well, you have in your, before you should, or was sent to you the applications of 4 candidates. Sometimes you ask for a recommendation. I did look at them. I don't know if you've had a chance to look at them, but in my opinion, I thought Mr. Gong, G-O-N-G, is probably the most qualified based on what they submitted. He seemed to have gone through the most, I don't want to say trouble, but in supplying his qualifications. So,
So you're saying the most complete resume?
in my opinion, yes. If you're asking my opinion, sometimes you do, sometimes you don't.
I would also
I'll leave it
about
to your
that, Dawn?
discretion. You can defer to the board meeting and not make a recommendation if that's your choice.
I would recommend that we go with Mr. Gong. I agree with you. I looked at the other ones and they didn't put a whole lot. His was pretty qualified. He went into extensive detail.
All right. He does have, according to his candidate statement, he has a wealth of experience with a variety of agencies, which I think would be beneficial for this position.
I don't have a problem with that recommendation.
Okay, so we'll move forward with that recommendation for Mr. Gong for the board. Okay, item 4, discussion on Senate Bill 608 and Assembly Bill AB 1668.
Probably the most significant thing to mention, the only thing I'll mention for the committee today, we did enter into a contract with California Data Collaborative, I believe it was, isn't that what? California Data Collaborative, I think that's what they're called, to review what was provided to the Water District for our landscape data. They have completed their review, and we've scheduled a meeting, a web meeting for Tuesday at 9 o'clock. Renee, Ty, and myself will be participating in that. Based on what they showed us in their proposal, I expect a good work product. we have to provide feedback to the state by June 30th. And when we had our initial meeting with them, they said either they could do it or we could do it. There's a form that has to be filled out. We'll hear the presentation, see what's involved and what additional cost there might be for them to submit it. Because they have experience doing this, it might be better to do that. Just to refresh your memory, the total cost for looking at that data was only $2,000. That was money well spent because our outdoor landscaping target is going to be based on that data. So we wanted to make sure we got it right. And by having them do it, I think we have a good sense that it'll be done right. And we look forward to seeing what they've come up with.
Any questions on that?
Nothing on that. You sent a letter this last week that was submitted to the State Water Resources Board.
Water District signed on to a so-called coalition letter from California Water Association of California Water, Aqua.
Aqua, there you go.
Association of California Water Agencies.
There we are. Yeah.
Got it. It's been a long day on this meeting. My brain's kind of scrambled. I apologize.
It's all right. Okay.
Aqua has been very active in monitoring this legislation and making sure that it's equitable to all water agencies. So if you saw the letter, you saw the signature, or so-called signature page, several significant water agencies have signed on to that letter.
Okay, very good.
And basically, for everybody's benefit, the purpose of the letter was to express opposition for the legislation which has been proposed to change the targets, if you will, move the goalposts toward the end of the game, change the 55 gallons to 52 and a half, I think it was, and ultimately get down to 45 instead of 50, something like that. But yeah, it was just legislation to change the targets after 2 years after the legislation was first passed. So I thought the letter that was submitted did a very good job of outlining the opposition and why it's inappropriate to change targets this late in the game.
Okay, thank you.
That's all I've got. Okay, item 5, draft agenda for regular board meeting. Committee to review and make necessary changes to the regular meeting agenda for the board of directors. Any comments on the agenda? I only have one, item E, the Indian Wells Valley Groundwater Authority. If we wanted to take an action on something, do we need to list that action?
Yes,
Okay.
this is just a report. There's no action.
Okay.
Just so you know, item 7B, I'm expecting a memo from legal counsel on that. I haven't received it yet. I'm assured it's written, and it's still waiting review by our lead legal counsel. But hope to have something available for that by Monday.
Other than that, I have no other questions or comments. So that's good then? Okay, any future agenda items?
None for me.
None for me.
All right.
We will adjourn at 3:11.